John Fetterman has brain damage. That's what he has. He had a stroke. He has literal brain damage. It is not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, that he went from being a left-wing Bernie Sanders supporter to now a guy who cannot stop sucking the penis of Republicans. Just day in, day out, he is weenus gobbling and just doing tricks on it. And it's getting worse. It is actually getting worse. You would think that in this moment, with rising fascism and imperialism and colonialism, that at some point there'd be some break, some decency where he's like, you know what? Come on, reel it in, MAGA. Doesn't have it in him. In fact, all he does is this fucking self-righteous, bogus shit where he like smugly lectures Democrats as if we're the crazy ones. All right, so here we go. Let's listen to some of this here.
I'm not defending the president, but I will say he had...
I'm not defending the president as he goes on to defend the president. Watch.
I'm not defending the president, but I will say he hasn't defied a single court order yet.
How are you 6 seconds in and already humiliating yourself, already embarrassing yourself, already saying something that is so immensely factually incorrect that a quick Google search would bury your opinion? I literally responded because I couldn't help myself. Trump defied 57 court orders as of July. July. It's way more than that now. ICE has arrested 4,400 people illegally that we know of. Fetterman is a literal demented brain damage freak, and so are you for promoting this low IQ garbage, I say to the right-wing slop Twitter account that posted this. Bro, somebody else posted this. I saw this as well. A conservative judge, in their own opinion on something, said that the Trump regime violated 96 court orders that they know of. Okay? That article from back in July that said they've already violated 57 court orders, at the time, that was 34% of all the court orders that the Trump regime was involved in. Okay? These days, I would be shocked if we weren't over 50% of the court orders they're completely and utterly blowing off. They're just not even trying to abide by them. So for him to say this, say something that is just so dead wrong, like, I'm not kidding when I say I actually think this is the brain damage speaking. Because you cannot be, if you're a Democrat, there's no Democrat in the country that is that low IQ and that stupid and that uninformed that they would just say that, right? Like, this is literal brain damage where he's like, he never violated a court order. Are you kidding me? He does it all the time. They do it all the fucking time. All the time. There was an example of it early on. Remember when I think it was with Kilmar Brago Garcia. They arrested him, sent his ass to CCOT, where he got raped and tortured, by the way. But they did that. The judge said, you can't do it, and then they did it anyway. Remember that? That was super early on. And he's saying there's not a single example? Oh my God, you gotta retire, bro. You gotta retire. This is unacceptable.
Hasn't defied a single court order yet. He hasn't. And there was the big freak out that he was going to run in 28. And I'm like, no, he's not going to run. That's not going to happen. And now.
How many times has he indicated he's going to steal 26 and or 28? And you got nothing to say about that? He literally said to, what was it, the New York Times or the Washington Post? We shouldn't even have an election when you think about it. We shouldn't even have an election when you think about it. I wanted to take the ballots in 2020, seize the voting machines, but I didn't know if we had the technological capability to pull it off. And now he's trying to get the technological capability. Oh my God, I hate this guy so much.
Of course, he's not going to run.
What's your relationship with him like now?
I wouldn't, whatever. But my point.
Literal brain damage. Literal. Like, he is not right in the head. He's not right. Again, not a coincidence. Goes from Bernie Sanders supporting left-winger to fucking MAGA cuck, MAGA simp cuck, like that after a stroke.
It's like, if I have something to say, it's not going to be, in an insult. It's not going to be extreme things. When you have members of Congress calling him a piece of shit and things crazy, it's like you just don't, I'll always talk and speak, with respect.
Okay, that one kills me. The fact that he said those words. Here's what Trump has called Democrats. How Trump has insulted and disrespected Democrats. He's called us the enemy within, scum, terrorists, vermin, radical, lunatics, demonic, evil, fascists, Marxists, communists, garbage, the enemy of the people, treasonous, animals, degenerates, Jew haters, and lowlives. That's what he said about us. He says disrespectful, disgusting shit about Democrats all of the fucking time. And by the way, he's the president of the United States of America. If anybody should be held to the highest bar, it's the president of the United States of America. John Fetterman has nothing to say about how disrespectful and disgusting Donald Trump is towards half the motherfucking country. But as soon as Democrats like Jasmine Crockett or somebody like that fights back and does an eye for an eye, hey, you started it, so I'm gonna fucking finish this shit. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. Now all of a sudden you want to fucking lecture us about, oh, why are you being insulting? Ask them why they were motherfucking insulting. We were willing to do the when they go low, we go high shtick for a fucking decade. Guess what? That backfired. Now we're playing their game. But they didn't have to go low. They could have been reasonable people. They could have been intelligent. They could have not started it. But no, of course, what's he doing? He's blaming the victims. John Fetterman is blaming the victims. As I said, fucking brain damage.
With respect, because I really want to find a way forward to wins in Pennsylvania, and that's not going to change. And I know some people just want the professional wrestling kind of thing. I know what pays the bills.
I think what people want is for you to fight back against fascism. When people see Gestapo agents, masked paramilitary police, secret police, rounding up people, abducting them, kidnapping them, human trafficking them, putting them in concentration camps, when they see priests getting shot with pepper balls and senior citizens being assaulted and babies being tear gassed, they would like an opposition party to actually do opposition. They'd like people to fight back against that. But no, somehow we're the bad ones, we're the problem. Oh, I can't stand this guy, bro.
Can you call someone a piece of shit? Can now put that in an email? Can you chip in $10 to help me smash the oligarchy or whatever? Yeah, you can have...
I love how he's poo-pooing that. He's poo-pooing the idea of smashing the oligarchy when Trump's cabinet has more billionaires in it than any other administration in history by far, and it's not even close. It's like double-digit billionaires in his regime representing he's cutting Medicaid and kicking people off healthcare as he gives all the money in more tax cuts to billionaires. And here he is mocking the idea of smashing the oligarchy. By the way, there's a reason why John Fetterman is like the least popular Democrat in the country, and like Zoran Mamdani and Bernie Sanders are the most popular Democrats in the country, and AOC, among young voters, the most popular Democrat in the country. There's a reason why that is. Maybe because they actually fucking stand for something and believe in something, and here you are, like, licking the ball sweat off of Trump's scrotum and asking him for some more.
Yeah, you can have a much better quarter, but for me, I'd rather be just play it straight and treat people on both sides as respect.
I just want to play it straight during fascism rising and taking over the country. I like to play it straight during imperialism, where we're kidnapping sovereign leaders of foreign countries and bombing a new country every other day. I like to be right down the middle and 50-50. So, like, when they shot that innocent American in the face, I said, you know what? I'm, like, half in favor of that, but also, like, half against it, bro. That's what I am. But I'm not going to say anything mean and fundraise off of it. God forbid I do something like that and try to fight back against fascism as it takes over the country. We're gonna do a segment on this later, but, like, the Diet MAGA Democrats have to go. Have to go. I've said on my show, well, I said it on Kyle and Corin, somebody asked what I think of Marxist-Leninists. And my reaction to this person was, I don't care. I don't care if you're a fucking millimeter to the left of center on the political spectrum, or you're all the way as far left as a Marxist-Leninist. You're my fucking ally in the moment that fascism is taking over the country. We need all hands on deck to fight back against these motherfuckers. But here's the problem with somebody like John Fetterman. He's actually not left of center, is he? Like, he provides the permission structure for the right to be as insane and gross and disgusting and authoritarian as they want to be, because his job is to cheerlead for them. That's what it is. His job is to be the good Democrat. Look, even John Fetterman, that crazy Democrat, even he agrees with us, which means obviously we're right. Obviously we're correct. And so that's the problem, isn't it? The Diet MAGA Democrats have to be purged. They have to be purged. Because as I told you guys all the time, you're only as good as your most right-wing Democrat. You're only as good as your most conservative Democrat. And if he's our most conservative Democrat, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. Because as time goes by, he keeps agreeing more and more and more and more and more with the right and less with the left. Okay? And so, weird. You don't really get that oftentimes on the right. I guess you could say Thomas Massie is the one who most breaks with Republicans, and it's pretty much just on the Epstein files and war issues, and everything else he's with them, right? Every time John Fetterman opens his mouth, it's to fucking fillet the MAGA movement. Every time. It's to finger wag at Democrats and act like he's morally superior to them and to like just befriend fucking MAGA. And guess what? That's why he's the least popular Democrat in the country, and his ass is going to be out of power very soon. So, God, I hate this guy so much. And it's a shame, too, because it's guys like him that give people no hope, because when he first ran, he acted like a Bernie candidate, and now here we are. And, I mean, he's a traitor. There's no other word for it. He's a traitor. I could much more easily live with it if he just became, instead of a Bernie-type Democrat, if he just became like a standard Democrat, like an establishment-type Democrat. That would be way more appreciated. But he's not. At this point, he's just a right-wing Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Like, his whole job is to be a fluffer for MAGA, for Trump's little mushroom cock. His mouth is now Trump's cock holster. That's what it is. So anyway, go fuck yourself, John Fetterman. We hate you.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.